In section 14-3 Work Together, we are going to calculate the interest, the maturity value, and the maturity date for 3 different notes. So to calculate the interest for note number 3, we'll take our principal of $20,000 times 8% times 90 days over 360. To calculate our maturity value, we'll take our interest plus the principal. So first we need to calculate what our interest would be. So our interest would be $400. We'll put our interest down here for note 3, $400. So our maturity value would be $20,000 plus $400, principal plus interest. Now we need to calculate our maturity date. So for June, we started on June 5th. So we're only going to have 25 days in the month of June. So June 5th, there's 30 days in June. 30 minus 25 gives us 30 minus 5 gives us 25, leaving us with 65 days in the month. For July, 31 days in July. We'll use all 31 of those, leaving us with 34. August has 31 days, so we'll use all 31 days in August, leaving us with 3. So then our due date would be September 3rd. And that is all we need to calculate for part 1. The interest, the maturity date, and the maturity value. And you'll do the same for note number 4. The next step we need to do is 3 journal entries. July 5th, we accepted a 90-day note, 8% for Jerry Kinney. So we are here. We are in our general journal. This is the 5th. The account title is Notes Receivable. We are taking money out of accounts receivable, putting it into notes receivable. Debit notes receivable to increase that, and credit accounts receivable / Gary Kinney. So that is moving money out of accounts receivable into notes receivable. That is transaction number 1. Transaction number 2, on the 12th, we received cash for a notes receivable. So down here in our cash receipts journal, the 12th, we have notes receivable, and we have interest income. So our instructions tell us that she owed us $500. So that's our notes receivable that we're going to credit for $500. And then we need to calculate the interest earned. So we would take $500 times 9% interest times 60 divided by 360 to give us $7.50. So in total, she's going to give us $507.50. Third transaction, on the 26th, Dennis Kraft dishonored a note. So we gave him 90 days to pay, and he did not pay. So now we need to put the money back into accounts receivable. So we'll be in our general journal here on the 26th. We need to debit accounts receivable to put the money back in there. This is memo 25. So debit accounts receivable. We don't know for how much yet because we need to calculate notes receivable plus interest income because he not only owes us his original amount, but we're still going to charge him that interest. So he owed us $400, and we would take $400 times the interest times 90 divided by 360 and we get $9. So in total, we need to increase his accounts receivable, Dennis Kraft, we need to debit for $409. Finally, step 3, you will post, and that is section 14-3.